For centuries, men and women have stepped away from the table to fast, to pray, to seek something deeper. But what does a 40-day fast look like today? I'm Dr. Sam from Kingdom Fasting, and in this podcast, I invite you to walk with four ordinary people on an extraordinary journey.
Welcome back to day 24. All right, our verse today is in 1 Corinthians 8:8. Food will not condemn us to God. We are no worse off if we do not eat, and no better off if we do. So hopefully that will help you on day 24. And there's a reason why I said that is because on day 24, you'll find that like Chelsea was having, we were wanting food, but we weren't hungry. And I was having some of the similar symptoms. I had a desire to eat. This desire to eat was nagging, but she was not hungry. We're not worse off on day 24 if we don't eat, but we're not better off if we do either. And we're trying to seek more of God. And our research is based from 2021. It's called How Experiences Affect Psychological Responses During Supervised Fasting. What this is they took a group of individuals who had fasted before and a group of individuals who'd never fasted before. And they did this 22-day experiment. Just 3 days of just baseline, just more, let them eat what they wanted to eat. Then they did 10 days of complete fasting, then 4 days of caloric restriction, and then 5 days of recovery phase. And they just monitored these people throughout. And their physiological response was basically the same. Their weights were basically exchanged the same, the glucose, their ketone bodies, but there was a different psychological response. The newbies, the people who've never done it before, had a much harder time, a much more negative psychological response. They had more stress, they had less vitality. They just didn't do as well. But the ones who had previous experience fasting, they had a much better feelings, less negative outcomes. They were better at fasting. They're more prepared for it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Davey had tried to fast before when he was having some struggles on his day 24. And he was talking to me. He said, I really got the opportunity to understand a lot about myself through a conversation with Dr. Sam from Kingdom Fasting. That basically, we talked about he was having some stressors in his life, and the fasting was part of it, and things weren't going the way he wanted to. But talking to someone else who had done several different types of fasts was helpful because I had that experience. So fasting with experience is easier. Well, that makes sense. And so on my day 24 was kind of interesting because I traveled, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about my day 24 a little bit differently because and show you how I approached it. Because I had a lot of experience at that point in fasting. So we went to a local restaurant with my wife and my daughter, and it's a coffee shop that also had burrito bowls, and it was their favorite. So they got the burrito bowls. I got my oat milk cinnamon coffee. Now, when I get cinnamon, I get powdered cinnamon in it, no sweetener. We listened to a book as we drove. We were driving all the way from Omaha to visit my son. When we got there, it's 5 hours away. We wanted to go to a pho restaurant, and so what could they want to eat, and what could I get? Well, I'm not going to get any food, but broth was on the menu for $2. Well, that's a fasting fuel. So I was able to have my oat milk and my coffee with the coffee shop when they had the burrito bowls. I wasn't hungry, so it wasn't going to help me if I ate or not. It was back to our verse. And when I went to the pho restaurant, I found that there was a fasting fuel on the menu that I could have, and so that was just the broth. So I had some broth. And we went to Natural Grocers. I got some more gut shot. I found some Parmesan cheese that was vegan and had just real ingredients in it. And we went to the grocery store. We were going to spend $15, and we spent $127, just like everybody else does when I go to the grocery store. And by the end of the night, I was feeling a little bit hungry. And so I took some of the vegan Parmesan cheese and I sprinkled on a couple of sliced pickles. And that was my fasting fuels for the day. So throughout the day, you could find fasting fuels, especially when you have experience with this, that aren't going to break your fast and help you keep fasting. And mine were oat milk with cinnamon coffee. Mine were the broth. I had a little bit of the broth. And then I actually got really full in the broth, really full. And at the end of the night, I had some pickles of vegan Parmesan cheese. So the whole point of this is if you're not experienced, then seek somebody else who already is. And this is what this podcast can help you with. Is it can help you be a resource for those that have gone through this. This is why I talk about different fasting fuels throughout the day. Now, Brianne's day 24 actually leads us into our day 25 because she went for a long walk. She had God's encouragement today. It was, you can do this. I'm with you. Hold on to me. I'm your rock, your cornerstone. Stand on my promises. I love you. So that's going to lead us into day 25 with tomorrow's verse. See you on day 25 tomorrow.